What's going on, guys? Brad Messersmith here for another GPP Strategy video with Slurve.com. This week, the PGA Tour is heading over to the Memorial Tournament at Muirfield Country Club. I'm going to talk about a couple of concepts this week. We'll still cover a few guys that I like and dislike, but I want to touch on a few concepts this week that I think will be important with the pricing. The first concept is whether or not we want to be fading the top three in the world. So there is a case to be made for this kind of strategy. There's going to be, most people, I would say probably 95% or more, are going to start their lineup by choosing between the three top golfers in the world, between Rory McIlroy, Jason Day, and Jordan Spieth. And the two times that all three have played at this event, 15th was the best finish between all three of them. So there is a case to be made for fading them. In the three times a combination of two of them have played, one or both have missed the cut in two of the three times. So there definitely is a case that can be made to possibly fading all three of these guys. I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to handle it. It's possible I'll eliminate one of them and go 66% and 33%. But I like a lot of the guys that are lower priced this week, so there is a chance that I will actually be fading all three of them and hoping it's another scenario where none of them finish very, very highly. The next concept I want to cover is actually Matt Kuchar at 9,900. I think he has to be a serious fade consideration in GPPs. With his recent form and his course history, he's going to be extremely, extremely popular. I would expect his ownership to be upwards of even 30%. So he really has to be a consideration for a fade this week. So a guy I really like who is actually going to be a value play is KJ Choi at 6,000. He has 11 of 12 cuts made since 2004, and I'm going to read off his finishes since 2004. He has gotten, let's pull it up here. So 28th, 21st, 19th, 22nd, 52nd, 13th, 53rd, 1st, 62nd, 8th, and 5th. So we're talking about basically a range of, first place to 30th or so. Seems like the really, really odds end for him to finish. I like him in cash, but I also think he's a GPP consideration at only 6K. I don't think he's going to be extremely highly owned. His course history will bump his ownership a little bit, but I think he's still going to be low enough that taking 10-15% of KJ Choi is going to be a good chance to be profitable this week, especially if he ends up in that top 20, top 15 sort of upside that he has. The other guy I want to touch on is Hideki Matsuyama at 10,600. So because of the jump in the Vegas odds, basically the top three guys all have about a 7-to-1 chance of winning according to the Vegas odds. And then there's a huge drop-off for Hideki Matsuyama at 17-to-1 or so. And because of that jump in odds, we actually have sort of a bit of a value in Hideki Matsuyama. So he very easily could have been priced up in the 11K, mid to high 11K range, with the top three golfers being in the upper 12 range. So at 10.6, I think we're getting a discount on Hideki Matsuyama. We have to be a little bit careful because he is going to be probably fairly popular. But with the top three guys, I think that they're going to steal a lot of the ownership percentage of these guys up here in the 10K range. And with Hideki being one of the higher ones, I think it should bump his ownership down just a little bit. He has had a 5th place finish and a win in his 2 appearances here, so I like his course history. Obviously, he's been really in pretty good form, so I like him as a GPP option, and we're hoping that his ownership isn't too high. The last guy I want to touch on is Bubba Watson at 9,600. So people sort of label Bubba as just this sort of bomber, and he's not accurate off the tee, and that's the only aspect to his game. But that aspect won't actually hurt him too much on this course, which is a course where it's really, really easy to hit fairways. And, the other side of Bubba's game is that he's 4th in strokes gained approaching the green, and he's 2nd in strokes gained tee to green. So we're talking about a guy whose approach game is elite. And he doesn't just have necessarily one aspect to his game where he's bombing it off the tee and that's the only place he's gaining strokes. He really is elite when it comes to his second shot. And at this course, that's going to be a big advantage in his favor. He should go fairly overlooked at 9,600. I think he's a little bit lower priced than we're used to seeing Bubba Watson all year. And I think that this is a week where you can get a guy who's fairly inexpensive, has really good winning upside, and should be fairly low owned at his price range, which just makes him an absolutely perfect GPP play this week. So that's all I've got for you guys this week. If you guys have any more questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter at Brad Messersmith. That's Messer Smith. And as always, go check out the expert chats on slurv.com. There's going to be another slew of expert chats this week with a lot of the sharpest minds in PGA DFS. So make sure you get over there and check it out. I'll be doing a video this week on Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. And other than that, guys, good luck this week, and thank you very much for watching.